All right, good morning, everybody. Something different today. I only have these 3 crystals, very small crystals. Excuse me. Oh, now I'm choking. They don't want to be called small, I guess. Small but powerful. Okay. The reason I said small is because you might not be able to see them so well. But anyway, they didn't like that. So I have 3 crystals for you to choose from. That's how you're choosing today. So the first one is the pyrite. And I have this giant one over here, but they want you to focus on this one. It's not small, they say. All right, so the pyrite is the first one. The Sintamani is the second one. And then the citrine is the third one. Okay, so you're going to choose. I'm going to open the energy and you're going to choose based on these crystals. All right, if you haven't picked your crystal yet, pause the video and do so. But I'm going to get started with the first one, which is the pyrite. Okay, so that energy is being brought here. The pyrite is otherwise known as fool's gold. It's about this. It relates to the solar plexus chakra. It's about prosperity and abundance and personal power and all of those wonderful things. So let's see what, here I can put it up here actually. They can all go back up here. What it is wanting to say to you today. And we're using the Tarot of Transformation cards again today to start your reading. So I believe this will have something to do with personal power, right? Because of the pyrite crystal that you chose. Let's see. The Lovers. Love in the highest octave. Okay, the Lovers card. The power of love is what we want to talk about. Personal power, the power of self-love, the power of love in general. Love in the highest octave. They want me to go to the book. And there's something in the book, and then we'll discuss it further. That's them saying it, not me. They'll discuss it further. We'll discuss it further. Anyway, okay. So, love represents the most developed expression. Lovers, the Lovers card, represents the most developed expression of love. We say it is love in the highest octave. It is the higher point of view or higher state of consciousness that comes when your heart has been transformed by love. Okay? So in the picture, the higher state is represented by an angelic figure who looks down from above. At the center of this being is the sun, right? And it's a bird. It's almost it looks like a raven to me. Raven's my spirit animal, so it looks like ravens to me. This could be thought of as as source or God consciousness, the sun. The 2 small birds circling toward the sun mirror how 2 beloveds can move closer to the source through the energy generated in their love relationship. The lovers at the bottom of the picture are part of the stream of life, reflecting how being in love often creates a deeper sense of connection with all of life. Okay? This card is the meeting ground between human and divine love. It is where human love jumps a rung and becomes more universal and unlimited, more like divine love, and where our spiritual sensibilities inform and enrich our relationships with others. Little else can bring us face to face with our unfinished business and our barriers to love as effectively as human intimacy. It provides both a mechanism of transformation and the motivation. It is love that keeps our feet to the fire, love that motivates us to work through the difficulties, learning to tolerate the most sensitive and raw places in our psyches. It is love that melts our resistances and love that melts the boundaries. It melts the psychological skin that separates us from others. Love is about merging, about union. Of course, from the non-dual perspective, union doesn't make sense. There are no separate parts to be joined. But from our usual perspective, this is how we experience it: two become one. This experience of union is central to both lovemaking and to contemplative and mystical forms of spiritual practice. We let go of our separate self and merge with the larger being. Although human love relationships can become the context for merging, we often don't take them to the furthest level. Our focus is usually our human beloved and safeguarding that relationship. We hold on to the other as the source of love, forgetting that it is our love that is so intoxicating. If we can claim that love is as a capacity of our own heart, we will be less likely to get fixated in our attachment to particular others. Then we become true lovers, not just within a primary relationship, but lovers of the world. Then it is no longer just about the love object that evokes our love. Our heart continuously spills over with love. We become more compassionate, more accessible, more easily touched. The heart is soft and tender. Sometimes it is said that the heart is broken open so the whole world can be placed in it. When you draw this card, you are being attracted to some form of love. It may be through human relationship, mystical experience, a growing sense of connection with all beings, or it may be the inner lover that is drawing you. It may be an invitation to fall in love with yourself in a deeper way, or to find the light in you, which is so often projected onto the other in love relationship. This is a good time to look at what is happening in terms of love relationships and to notice any changes. It may be a time when more closeness is developing in an established relationship, or when someone new is coming into your field and evokes a strong response. Perhaps you want to express your love in new ways sexually. When we really embrace an opportunity, you welcome both the pleasurable parts and the challenges, knowing that challenges are exactly the places where there is the most potential for growth. If the spiritual arena is calling you, it may be a good time to play with devotional forms of love. There are many ways you can do this. You can put pictures of those who represent love to you on an altar, listen to devotional music, read mystical poetry, or other inspired writings. You can practice meditations that are designed to open the heart and to develop loving kindness. If you want more interactions with others, try chanting with a group, or look for a form of sacred dance that gives you a chance to enjoy a collectively generated love energy. Service is another way to express love and practice seeing the divine in others. In a more general way, this is an invitation to explore the state of your heart and explore your way of being in the world. Where is your heart open and where is it closed? Where are you turning away from love? Where in life do you have the opportunity to develop more of the qualities of the lover? Okay, that was long, but I read the whole thing. I wasn't called to any one part of that reading. I was to read the whole thing. So whatever that spoke to you, that spoke to you. For me, it's very interesting because the raven represents a lot of things for me, and it does represent the divine, and it represents loved ones in the divine realm. So I see loved ones watching over me in this card, watching over my relationships, watching over, urging me to come to this place of merging the physical love with the divine love, and going to that deeper place of loving myself, and therefore being able to love all. Let's see what the cards want to say about this one. It's the blue cards. But these cards. Okay. We're cutting again. We're not jumping. Okay. Like this. Okay. Yeah. Upright. They told me to turn it upright. Okay. So this is about your hard work paying off, your ship coming in, reaping the rewards of the work that you've done, etc. Your willpower, remember the willpower, personal power stuff. So you've been working on getting to this place of experiencing love in the highest octave. You've been working on opening your heart, on deepening your self-love, deepening your connection to yourself and to all, and on becoming becoming the expression of unconditional love is what I hear. Okay, so they want you to be open to whatever opportunities come to you. Be open and enthusiastic and positive and curious about them, okay? So for some of you, that this may be a new love relationship, or it just might be an opportunity, a general opportunity, but, because it's so much about the loves, this may be a new love relationship, okay? They want you to be open to that opportunity that's coming. So it could be an actual physical love relationship, or it could be something that that pays off, that brings you to a place of higher self-love, whatever it may be. What we do know is that the burdens are being lifted, okay? So sometimes we can see love as a burden, right? Versus a blessing. So that's being lifted with this opportunity that's coming, okay? Look at that. And you are becoming the master of loving yourself unconditionally is what I'm hearing, okay? All right, we're going to keep going. Of choosing yourself. That's what this card is saying in this moment. Of answering the call to be yourself, okay? Which is the Empress, and the Queen of Cups, which is the divine, mother, divine Empress, the divine feminine, the love, the unconditional loving being that you are, okay? Okay, and there are opportunities that are going to bring this into focus. They're going to bring clarity, open your psychic abilities, and open your mind so that you see who you are clearly. Okay? So yeah, you have been working at this, at being this self-loving, unconditionally self-loving being that you're meant to be. There are opportunities coming to help you with that. The burden of love is no longer there. When you love yourself unconditionally, it's not a burden to love anyone else or to love yourself. Okay? You are becoming a master at choosing yourself, loving yourself, answering the call to love and be loved, to be the Empress and the Queen of love that you are. Okay? And there will be opportunities that will bring this into focus for you. Is there anything else? One more card. Look at that. And this is how you give to the spirit world. This card, when it's like this, is the spirit world blessing you. But this is how you bless the spirit world. This is how you give back. This is beautiful. Yeah. This is the Temperance card as well. This is a partnership in love, right? Between the spirit world and the physical world. Like they said, this is where it merges, right? And yeah, this is how you do it. You're doing it. Look at that. What a beautiful reading. You guys go and have a beautiful, beautiful day. All right, now for my second pile, which is, you chose the Sintamani, which is a very powerful wish fulfillment. Crystal. I couldn't think of the word. All right, so very powerful wish fulfillment crystal. All right, so let's see what the cards tell you today. We're using the Tarot of Transformation cards again today. And we're going to see what they have to say to you. But it has something to do with wish fulfillment, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Nine of Cups. Look at that. The Nine of Cups is beautiful. It's a joyful, joyful card. It's a fulfillment card. The 9, it's fulfillment on the emotional, spiritual level. It's joyful fulfillment. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, so no wonder we had the wish fulfillment card there. Crystal. I don't know why I can't keep that word in my mouth. In my mouth. In my mind. Both, I guess. Anyway, let's read what they say in the book, because this book is different. It has different interpretations. And you can see there it says mental detour. So what is this mental detour about? So, okay. I'm just going to, they just say, just start reading it. It's okay. You'll understand. So one of the traditional meanings given this card is free-flowing feeling. Since we have been looking at defensive strategies in the Suit of Cups up until now, we use this card to represent the cutting off from feelings that accompanies the defense of intellectualizing. Those who intellectualize can sometimes talk a good game, even being quite articulate about emotions. They just don't feel them. When relying heavily on this strategy, you become a talking head, cut off not just from emotions, but from the rest of your body. The intellect becomes your only organ of perception. This is a strategy that finds a fair amount of support in industrial and high-tech cultures, which tend to have a lot of respect for people of high intellect. In this strategy, the mind is used as a shield, as something to hide behind. It gives a false sense of power and control. To use thinking to escape feeling is usually not a conscious choice, but rather a learned defense that is often the product of a childhood environment where feelings were not honored. Your parents may have been cut off from their feelings, or feelings were expressed only in destructive ways. As a child, you may have been shamed for having feelings, or your sensitivity may have been exploited. Since males are granted even less permission to show feelings than females, this is a strategy more common in men. In the picture, a woman stands alone. She is looking off in the distance, caught in her thoughts, unaware of the energy in her body, which is cut off at the neck. Although emotions are churning within, she doesn't let herself feel them. This card is telling you that it is time to get out of your head and open up to your feelings more. You may not see yourself as someone who uses intellectualizing as a defensive strategy, but we all do sometimes. It doesn't necessarily mean being intellectual. Ordinary ruminating, planning, or any mental activity can serve as well. You are simply detoured from your feelings, perhaps not even noticing what has happened. Okay, so the first step is to develop strong enough self-observation skills that you notice the detour. Look closely to see if you can discover what makes feelings seem dangerous to you. It may take a fellow detective to help you with this. It's important to create what in the therapy world is called a safe container for your feelings, particularly if you have never had much support for them. This may be a trusted relationship, perhaps with a therapist, or the container of a journal. Feelings can seem overwhelming at times, especially if you're not used to acknowledging them. So it's helpful to work with strong feelings a little at a time. Let the feeling come up, stay with it a moment, and then scoot away until you're ready to feel a little more. Knowing how much you can handle and having someone there to help you cope with big feelings helps provide the safety needed to go into that territory that feels frightening. The more you develop these skills, the less you'll need to run into your head for safety. You can move from a talking head to a heart that is in contact with the world. Okay, so yeah. All right. Yeah, okay. We're just going to use the cards. They're going to give us the message. I have an idea of what they're saying, but they want me to follow the process, okay? So we're going to shuffle, we're going to cut, we're not going to jump, and we're going to read. Okay. All right, so this is related to the wish fulfillment part. You want to transform something. You want to transmute some energy. You want to transform some energy. That's what the King of Wands is very, very good at. He understands nature and he understands how to transmute and transform energy, just like the magician does, okay? So there's a transformation that you're looking for, okay? And this card, what I just read, is the transformation you're looking for from intellectualizing your feelings at times to actually feeling them, okay? This is what you want to do, and this is part of the magic, right? So with the magician, and part of how you transform and transmute energy, you have to feel the feelings in order for them to transform and transmute, right? Okay, look at this. And the community, they talked about having help, having support. This is a physical community here. This is the potluck card, I call it. This is sharing. This is giving and receiving. This is it's healing in the physical world, okay? Through community, through sharing and receiving. So, you know, you're not going to do this alone, okay? That's what I'm hearing. All right. Yeah, you're going to bring everything to the surface. Look at this. This is about bringing your emotions to the surface, all your unconscious emotions and thoughts and etc. to the surface. So that's what you want to do here, to transform, right? So this is in reverse, and when this is in this upright, this is fiery yin yang energy, like you know, a lot of debating, a lot of you know, fiery, passionate conversations. But this is, you need to have some more gentle conversations with yourself and with others. Okay, they want you to take a gentle approach. Okay, a less fiery approach in your conversations. Okay. All right. This is learning from past mistakes. All right. This is going within, again, on the physical level. This is fulfillment again. 9 of Pentacles is fulfillment on the physical level. So this relates back to, this is what you're wishing for, right? But you have to go within, and you have to go within to feel, right? Oh, look at that, 99. That's a very powerful number. Look it up. And this is very related to the wish fulfillment, and this is very good. Very good news. So here they're saying, let go of all the anxiety, right? You have to feel it. You have to go within and feel it. Feel the fear, feel the anxiety, and then let it go. Because this is reversed. So if it was like this, but it's reversed, they're saying, let it go, let it go. It's going to go when you do this, right? It's going to go. And then, interesting, because I asked, is this upright or reverse? And they want it to stay reversed. If it was upright, it would be, you know, it is the Chariot card, and it would be about you know, taking charge of your life and the reins of your life, and the 7 of Swords here would be about having a breakthrough, a mental, but you're not wanting a mental, they don't want you to have a mental breakthrough, an intellectual breakthrough. They want you to have a physical, emotional, spiritual breakthrough, not intellectual. So that's why it's turned upside down. They're saying surrender. That's the, you know, the opposite of this Chariot card. They're saying surrender. Surrender this need to know, this need to intellectualize everything, this need to understand your emotions and your feelings and etc. They want you to just feel them. This is the way to bring this transformation about. Okay, this is the way for you to transform and to have this fulfillment on your emotional, spiritual level that you're seeking, okay? And in the physical world that you're seeking, the material, physical world. You are looking for fulfillment. That's this crystal that attracted you. You're looking for emotional, spiritual, and physical fulfillment, okay? But you're seeking it through intellectualizing it, is what this is saying. And that's, they want you to surrender that, okay? Surrender that, okay? You have learned, this says you have learned from past mistakes. You don't have to rehash them over and over again. Let these conversations go, right? These angry conversations, these fiery conversations. Start having those gentle, loving conversations with yourself and with others. You've learned. You don't have to rehash the past, okay? You've learned, okay? You just have to feel your emotions. Feel the fear, feel the stress, feel the trauma, feel whatever it is. Allow yourself to feel. That's what this is saying. Allow yourself to feel. That is the way through to transform and to become fulfilled on the emotional, spiritual, and physical levels. That is your message. You guys go have a beautiful day. All right, my group number 3, you chose the citrine, which is very much like the pyrite, the first one. It's about the solar plexus, and it's about self, you know, personal power, self-belief, all of those, joy, personal power, self-belief, abundance. It's about all of that. So let's see what the cards want to say to you today. We're starting with a Tarot of Transformation to start the reading. And then today we've so far been using the Blue Moon Divine Feminine Tarot cards as well to complete the reading. So let's see. And we're cutting the deck today. We're not having them jump out. What is your card? Integrated work. Look at that. 3 of discs. 3 of pentacles. So integrated work. So normally this card would say to me that, you need to collaborate with others to be successful. But let's see what this this book here, this interpretation is, because they're having me use this deck for a reason, and they're having me read this book, and they're having me read the whole page about these cards instead of just parts of it. Okay. In the Tarot of Transformation, the 3 of discs represents being responsive to our inner world while in the work environment. This includes sensitivity to our emotions, physical needs, and the quality of our relationships, as well as honoring our creativity and uniqueness. A large part of our inner world is our feelings. When we don't know how to work skillfully with our feelings, we tend to push them under the rug and act them out in inappropriate ways. I would encourage you guys to watch pile number 2 if you haven't. This is a progression, I think, from that one. Those who study organizational dynamics are well aware of how underlying hostilities interfere with effective functioning. Clearing the energy can have a very liberating effect. Functioning from a more integrated place allows us to nurture our relationships as well as be responsive to the task at hand. It means not automatically putting the task in front of the relationship or the relationship in front of the task, but rather supporting both simultaneously. We can extend ourselves to reach a goal without becoming ruthless or insensitive in the process. In addition to integrating emotional sensitivity into the work environment, this card also represents staying responsive to our physical needs, for example, nourishing our bodies with healthy food during the work period and breaking up long hours of sedentary activity with stretching or exercise. It also includes a concern for the aesthetics of the work environment so that it is pleasing and comfortable place to be. In the image, a woman performs a planting ritual. She makes space for frogs, snails, and other creatures, including them in the garden environment. There, hopefully you can see that. The presence of the frog is especially meaningful here. As an amphibian, the frog is at home both on land and water. The person who embodies frog energy is at home both in the more watery element of the inner life and the earth element of work in the world. Such a person can live in both worlds without having to leave either behind. When you draw or are drawn to this card, it is an invitation to look at how you integrate your emotional and physical needs into your work life. It is a time to ask, how can I bring the water element onto land, so inner life, to work? How can I bring more authenticity into my life at work and create a more supportive environment for myself and for others? Drawing this card is an auspicious beginning. Very cool. Okay, so this is about personal power. Again, I'm being reminded, this is how you need to bring your inner world to your outer world a little more, is what it's saying, into your work world, even whatever work you do. So now the next step in this process is to shuffle these cards, cut them, and then we're going to do the spread. So here we go. Yeah, collaboration, the 3 of Pentacles typically means working with others. This is very much about community. This is about healing in the physical world. This is about giving and receiving, sharing. This is a potluck. This is a community that you are involved in. So this could be your work community, okay? All right, is this staying reversed? Or, yeah, it's staying reversed, okay. So we're going to read that one after. We're going to put them all, we're going to put them here. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay, keep going. They want me to do the whole spread first, and then it'll make a little bit more sense to me, they say. Let's hope. Okay. All right. All right. So, this is definitely about your community. So the work doesn't have to be paid work. It could be community work. It could be, the work that you do at home within your family, whatever the work is, right? But as this was saying, you want to bring success there. And getting in touch with your feelings, understanding it all, bringing your inner world to this work is what needs to be done. So this card, well, first I'm seeing, opportunities for transformation, but it's reversed. Oh, okay. I get it now. So, because the wands is about willpower. This is about your personal power, your willpower, okay? But this card is saying you're part of a community. You're part of a work community or a family community or just community in general. Could be the entire world we're talking about here. Or universe or multiverse. Anyway, what they're saying is it's not about your will overriding anyone else's will. Okay? It's not about your will overriding anyone else's will. Now I can turn the card upright. And the strength card comes out. Your strength comes from your compassion and your unconditional love, not from exerting your will over anyone else's. Okay? So that's what they're saying with this card. But I had to have it reversed so I could see that clearly. Yeah. So don't see your outer life as a way to exert your will on anyone else's. Okay, it's an agreement, it's a community, it's a giving and receiving here. Okay, that's really important. They want you to recognize that. So when they say bring your inner world to your outer world, it's not about your will, your personal power, your will, your anything overriding anyone else's. It's about your strength comes through your love and compassion, right? Your ability to love unconditionally and to be compassionate. And that's where your strength comes when you're working with others. Okay? Excuse me. The throat is having some issues while I say this. Maybe I want to override everybody's will with mine, and that's coming up. I don't know. But something about saying this is causing me some stuff. So let's go to the next card and see what is revealed here. So this is the Hierophant, right? This is about change in the physical world, okay? The Five of Pentacles, change in the material physical world. But this is also the Hierophant card. So this is about the traditional knowledge. This is about the traditional ways. This is about the traditional spiritual leaders and guidance, okay? So, okay, so a lot of us think, someone's been giving me some messages about this lately and asking me for my opinion on them. So we see these two as being in conflict. This, this compassion, love, unconditional love, compassion, etc., intuitiveness, your inner world versus your outer world. We see this as very outer world, okay? We see this as very outer world, this traditional Hierophant, the priest, the high priest, the religion, and all that kind of stuff. So it's and it's interesting. So they're asking me to talk about this. The person that sent this to me will recognize it probably. So recently I was sent a meme, and it was it was an image of a religion. It was a religion, but it was a person personified as the religion in a bottle, and he was all squished up and miserable. And then outside of the bottle was spirituality, and he was laughing and having fun and kind of pointing and making fun of the religion. But then what he didn't realize is that he was also in a bottle. So there was a bigger bottle around him. And then outside of that said consciousness. So so apparently whoever created this meme thinks that, religion, puts you in a bottle and restricts you. Spirituality still restricts you. And consciousness is the way to go. And, because we use all these words, right? We're people of language, and we like to use words to describe things. But my thought when I saw that was, well, there could be an even bigger bottle that, encapsulates the consciousness. So my first thought was, and what I said was, this meme is kind of making religion wrong, and then even making spirituality wrong, and saying consciousness is right. But I don't see any of them as being wrong or right. They are, right? They just are. And so, again, this meme tells me that this person was in this place of wanting their will to override other, or their thoughts or their beliefs or their whatever, to override everybody else's, and still in that place of judgment and making one wrong and one right. So the strength comes from when you're in a place of unconditional love and compassion for all, with no judgment. And that's, I don't know what that's called necessarily. Maybe that's what they mean by consciousness. I don't know. I don't know what that's called, and I don't have the words. We're people of words, but I don't have the words to hold it. It's bigger than that. And so that's what they're saying here is, don't make this wrong. Don't try to override this. Don't, this is a part of it. Include this, okay? Include this. That's the change we need to see in the world. This is included. All is included. Nothing is wrong. There is value here as much as there's value anywhere else, okay? Okay, that's a lot to say. That's what was bugging my throat. So yeah, and this, understanding all of this, the success you're going to come to is you will now come to this place of receiving the joy, the 10 of Cups, which is the joyous flow, living the joy. So again, I think this is a progression from the last one and probably from the first one, because we had a 9 of Cups focus in the first one. So now we're at the 10 of Cups, which is the joyous flow. And the first one was about, the 9 of Cups was up here, and it was about understanding your feelings and not intellectualizing them to not feel them. And this is about integrating the feelings, okay? So to get to this place of living a life of joy. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the divine plan set in motion, okay? That's the divine plan set in motion. Look at look, this is the Strength card, the Hierophant card, and the Wheel of Fortune card. And then we have the Tower card down here and the Judgment card here. So unbelievably beautiful reading with lots of major arcana cards speaking to us. So yeah, so this is how you're doing the integrated work. First, from pile number 2, we learned that we need to actually feel our emotions. Then we need to integrate this into our outward life, and the work that we're doing in the world. And this is going to bring us to a place of being in joyous flow, being in the divine plan, being set in motion, and being able to receive the blessings that are coming. Now, this brings us here. This will bring change, a lot of change. A lot of people are afraid of the Tower card, and they think that it's going to be dramatic and traumatic, okay? It doesn't have to be dramatic and traumatic. When you resist change, it can be dramatic and traumatic. When you allow the change, it can be dramatic, that's for sure, but it doesn't have to be traumatic. It can be powerful. That's what I see. Powerful, powerful change here. Right? And now we have the 66. They want to call my attention. The 66 here. So the healing, very, very healing. And then we have the 10 here. The new beginnings. It's all really wonderful cards here. And we have the 66 and the 10 that they want to call out here. Okay. And then we're going to pay attention to the 6 of Wands, which is recognition, mostly self-recognition. And then that translates into recognition. Okay. So when you get to this place of integrating first feeling your feelings from pile number 2, and then integrating your inner world with your outer world, and accepting all, being in this place of accepting all, that's when you can really collaborate. Okay, so in the traditional tarot decks, it shows that you're collaborating with others to succeed, and many diverse others, right? It's not just there's like they said she's making a place for all the different beings to exist in the ecosystem. So when you accept the diversity of the world and the universe and the multiverse, and you're willing to allow them all to be and have love and unconditional love and compassion for all, and including this, you will get to this place. And then this powerful change will occur. And, you know, by recognizing, healing and recognizing yourself, more recognition will come to you from others as well. It'll be reflected your inner world, where you've healed and recognized many things in yourself. It will be reflected in the outer world. And here's the reflection. 10 of Pentacles. Look at that, you know. All of your heart's desires being reflected in the physical world. That's what this 10 of Pentacles shows, okay? And then the 3 of Wands, which is, you know, the your work paying off, you know, and your will. This is the willpower. Your will, you know, you willed your ship in, right? And this is your ship that came in. You willed it in, okay? They want you to recognize that. You willed it in. You shone the light. You were a beacon of light for your ship to come in. It was your personal power that created this, right? By going through all of this transformation and coming to a place of learning how to integrate your inner world with your outer world and your work world, okay? And then we come to here, you know, the 10 of Swords, this clarity, this acceptance of what is, which is what you've done up here, this acceptance of what is, you know, this place of coming to a place of you're not trying to override anybody's will with your will. You accept what is, and, you know, this allows you to move forward into what will be. This is like the beginning, you know, the end and the beginning. And that acceptance, that surrendering card, which we had as well, I think in one of the other readings on the way leading up here. Yeah, it was here on the second one, surrendering to your feelings. So yeah, so accepting what is and moving forward to what will be. So you've come to that place, and the awakening. This is the Judgment card, but this is you are being called to love and be loved. You are awakening to that call, okay? It's not about, you know, the call is to love and be loved unconditionally, without judgment, okay? And so that's what this is about. So you're getting there. This is a big arrival. This is a big healing. This is a big arrival, and this is how this is all playing out, okay? I hope that makes a lot of sense to you guys. I hope you understand it. I yeah, wish you all of this. Okay, bye-bye.